Welcome everyone to this week's video. Today we are on Fish Friday number 174 and we have a good one for you today. Today's fish is a fish that just absolutely took my breath away when I saw it. What I saw was so incredible and so unique that I actually skipped. If you don't know, usually I go freshwater then saltwater, freshwater then saltwater. Well, not only did I forget that I'm supposed to do freshwater, but all I could think about was this fish. So I chose it. Today's fish that we're going to be talking about is bam, the Chameleon sand tilefish, or another name, the flashing tilefish. Now, the Chameleon sand tilefish, or scientific name Hoplolatilis I think that's how he's clupatii. There you go. Hoplolatilis clupatii. Woo! That was almost embarrassing. It is part of the family Malacanthidae, which is the family of tilefish. Now, we talked about tilefish a while back. I believe it was in the early Fish Friday 80s. So almost 100 Fish Fridays ago. Oh my goodness, that would be almost 2 years ago. Wow, how time flies. But I think it was in the Fish Friday early 80s. We talked about one of the tilefish. This one has been recently going around Twitter. So you may have actually seen this fish, but you probably didn't realize what you were seeing. So let's get right down to it. Now, this fish is native to the Indian Pacific Ocean, Philippines, south to Indonesia. It does include the Great Barrier Reef. This would be a fish you would see in the Great Barrier Reef. I actually found a neat scientific article saying that it was the first one seen there was one caught in the Eastern Indian Ocean, which was, I believe, the first recorded case. I could be wrong, but I really believe I saw that in a scientific article somewhere. In terms of habitat, this fish is very heavily associated with muddy, sandy, rubble-covered substrate. Bottoms near reef areas, they really kind of stick along that edge of the coral reef. Sort of habitat from what I kind of gathered, but they do need a little bit of a softer substrate, and the reason for that we'll kind of get into it. You can find these between 30 to 90 meters in depth, which is 100 to 200 feet, and they're usually found no more than 3 to 5 meters, which is 10 to 15 feet above the substrate. So they're staying very, very close to that bottom. These are very heavily a benthic dwelling fish, which meaning down on the bottom. Now, it is a small fish, about 12 centimeters, which is about 5 inches. I did see plenty of things say they got up to 6 inches, but overall, I feel like 5 inches was a much better sort of roundabout way. Now, as you can see here, they do have this very long and slender body, very streamlined, extremely streamlined. They have this elongated dorsal fin and an elongated anal fin. Not as much as we've seen some others, and there does seem to be some break. You can also see here that the lateral line I don't know if it greatly curves upward, but it does curve slightly upward, but it starts so high on the body and then coming down to the caudal peduncle. Sorry, I've realized you couldn't follow my deal. So this lateral line going up here, coming across. Now, I actually found somewhere, I cannot verify this. I do not deal with tilefish at all. So anything I tell you is completely unique to that I just found out later on today, or not later on, earlier this week. But apparently, one of the ways to tell that this is a Chameleon sand tilefish is actually this yellow line that goes through the eye, and there should be some yellow vermiculation happening here on the bottom of the opercle bone. I do not see that on everyone, but I kind of have seen this yellow stripe through the eye. I could be completely wrong, in terms of differentiation between species, but it seemed to hold up in the pictures that I saw. So I'm not going to completely discredit it, but there was a pretty lengthy blog post about that is a dead giveaway for I'm trying to say this, Clupatii. Overall though, like many tilefish, it has this beautiful, vibrant, and variable coloration. You've got hues of green, blue, yellow, and brown. And I say variable, and why I can't really go too much more in depth on like color is because this is apparently another one which is much more silver. Then you have this one which is just almost green to blue. And there's another aspect of its coloration that makes it very difficult, but that's saved for the interesting fact on the video. So bear with me, or skip to the end if you really want to know the interesting fact. But like most tilefish, they do have this small protractile mouth, and that is because the Chameleon sand tilefish is carnivorous, and they're feeding on small invertebrates and zooplankton that are found close to the bottom or on the bottom itself. They use those protractile mouths to capture prey items, and they do it extremely quick. They get close and then pop their mouth out. It's a really neat and very efficient form of feeding. And if you have heard about tilefish, you probably are not going to be very surprised about this next one, is that the Chameleon sand tilefish, and as most other tilefish, they're known for their burrowing behavior. And that's actually why we talked about the last sand tilefish, which I believe was the sand tilefish, which is in a different genus. So there is, definitely differences between these two, but the sand tilefish was very much known for its digging behavior. This one, like all tilefish, they known to burrow. They have those burrows, and they actually stay vertical in that substrate. So they build this burrow, and they kind of back themselves out, and they'll come out and come back down, and that allows them to be very observant of their surroundings, but protect themselves from predator, and it really helps with camouflage as well. So they're actually using those burrows as protection, and it's apparently done pretty well, and they can be so fast. These are not a slow fish. Something interesting to note is that apparently the Chameleon sand tilefish and other tilefish are very territorial and might get very defensive about their habitat. It's usually right around their burrow, and they do select their burrows based on proximity to food, proximity to mates, proximity to other things. So they are strategically placing their burrows, but apparently they can dash into some burrows or make the burrow very quick if the sand is soft enough to get away from predators. They'll also dive into crevices and rocks and things like that. But they will defend their territory if it is a fish they can defend themselves on. Now, for the interesting fact we're going to end the video on is going to be another video. I'm going to throw my headphones on right here, and I want you to watch some of these videos that I have found. So watch this right here. We'll turn this down just a tad. Look at that. The color changing abilities of this fish are just incredible. Crazy. Here's another one. Look at these fish change. Yeah, it is sick. Here's another one. Oh, nope, not that one. This, nope, we already watched this one. My goodness, was this one flashing? This fish looks sad. Oh, see how it just changed immediate to a crazy different color?
Hi everybody, Nick here at Discover Aquatics.
Oh, here we go. Here's one. Look at this one. Just crazy changes in coloration. And the fact that they change, that really is not the surprising part. Many fish can actually modify their coloration. but the level that they do it to is really bizarre. And not only that, the speed. Oh my goodness, the speed of those color changing abilities are just mind-boggling to me. Because for those of you who don't know, when animals change their coloration, their outside coloration, they're using what are called chromatophores, which are specialized cells that are embedded in their skin, and those cells actually contain pigments that get expanded or contracted, and that's what actually alters the color of the skin. So think of a chromatophore. This is a really bad example, but it's a way that might be it's a way that makes me understand it. I'll go with that. Or how I picture it in my head, which is it's not actually. But when you were in science class, you did a prism test probably when you were in junior high, where you shone a light into one of those glass prisms, and the white light separated into the colors of the rainbow. So kind of think of a chromatophore altering itself to do that, to allow more light or control the amount of light or which wavelengths of light are passing through or getting repelled back, not passing through. And that's how it do it. And that's actually done through neuromuscular control. So the tilefish is physically thinking, I am doing this for this reason. It's not just like straight, complete, like camouflage. It is actively doing that, and you saw in that video, you know, how it was going to those absolutely bizarre colorations. That seems to actually be based on a number of factors. They will color themselves to kind of blend in, camouflage themselves to the back of their aquarium or their tank. I should mention they are found in the aquarium trade, but I probably wouldn't, but they may not be that bad, but you do need to have a thick sandy bottom to allow them to dig safely. But they do respond to environmental stimuli. Their mood, whether they're highly stressed, they may flash danger. They do seem to communicate with each other using this. So if you get a school with them, sometimes they'll just flash. And it's probably also used in courtship displays. So the brighter and faster that I imagine, knowing some other fish species and reptiles and stuff like that, that it's flashing those colors, and that's what actually might be attracting the mate. So like I said, the color changing itself is not necessarily as striking as the speed and the totality that changes. Just absolutely blew my mind, and I love doing it and love learning about a new fish. Sorry it wasn't a freshwater fish, but hey, it's still a fish. Thank you guys so much again. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you again. If I don't, please be safe. Have a great day. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you do. I'd really appreciate it. Hope to see you again. It's been awesome. Thank you so much for the love and support. We've gotten so much more support. Someone made a promotional video that promoted the channel. I cannot thank you enough. This channel has just come so much farther than I ever thought it would. But thank you guys so much again. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and peace.